Hello and a warm welcome to your interesting and captivating program, Media Trend, on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. Of course, Media Trend is a program designed to entertain you, and it might interest you to know that we have loads of tittle-tattle full of enthusiasm. I am Euphemia Ijoma. To begin, we have the issue of Tonto Dike and ex-husband Churchill, who have decided to drag each other on social media. The couple, who got married in 2015 but got divorced in 2017, have been at loggerheads for years. They recently revisited their feud on their son's 7th birthday. Olakunle Churchill fires back at his ex, Tonto Dike, after she dragged him online saying he's not been playing the role of a father. You are always looking for public sympathy and attention. You took my SUV worth 22 million and sold it without my consent. You restricted all access to my son. I once gave you an unlimited prepaid card in the past, which you flung. A child doesn't have to suffer for his parents' differences. You have the bad attitude of telling any lie to tarnish the image of anyone you are no longer cool with, Olakunle Churchill said. It may seem as though Tonto Dike hasn't moved on, but her response to this is shocking and mad. Thinking I have not moved on is the worst mistake you can make, Tonto Dike replies ex Churchill. Well, Churchill threatens Tonto Dike with a lawsuit, seeks apology.
Well, anything that has to do with all these celebrities, I don't really, because it could be content, so a lot of things, because I don't know why everything that happens to your personal life, the whole world has to know. So when it comes to these celebrities and all that, I think they can't be trusted. I'm sorry to say that. So it could be a content, and whether it's real or not, I just hope God will help the two of them at the end of the day.
To me, if in Nigerian content, if you get married, the father is always the head of the house, and as an African, we parent, especially the father, has 100, even not less than 101% right on a child, but you don't supposed to deny her access to his mother, because she is the one that hold him for 9 months before he come to this world. But if I were them, she need to pet him, she need to talk to him, let them come together as a one family. Even if they are not together, they need to come together so that there will be dialogue.
The issue of Churchill and Tonto Dike is really overflogged to an extent. Reason because first and foremost, people need to understand that at a point in marriage or relationship, it's not about them, it's about people who are actually involved. It's so unfortunate they have a child, and this child is growing up and seeing all this sort of shenanigans online and hearing a lot of issues about his parents. It's really going to break his self-esteem as a person. So I feel sometimes we just bury about the differences and look at what is actually forward. We're talking about the child right now. They are too big for all of this, dragging themselves on internet, washing their dirty on these everywhere. It's quite not fair for the child growing up. These things are things that probably might haunt the child later in the future, and he ends up holding them responsible. That is why you see some children growing up hating their parents, their fathers and all that, all because of the things their parents have done in the past actually haunting their kids. So if I were Tonto Dike or Churchill, it's just to sit down, have a memorandum, have an understanding, okay, even as much as we have our differences, why not let's not bring it online for the sake of the child, not even Nigerians, not even the public or thereabout. Let's talk about the child involved. You guys once loved each other and all that, you all fall out, fine, but you had something beautiful, which is a child. So you look at the child right now, his mental stability, his growth, his self-esteem above all. You can't imagine being among his peers, probably trying to talk among his peers, and then someone comes in and saying, in fact, you don't have a father, your father that insults your mother online and all that. You don't expect the child to grow up feeling like complete, not, I wouldn't say he's not human, feeling very that his self-esteem in quotes, like been intact. So for that, they should come on, look at it. And besides, you know how it works with politics. Who knows, this guy might literally become a politician tomorrow. So this alone has taken him out of the whole context. So what are you saying? So I feel it's uncalled for. Tonto DK, if you happen to watch this through Media Trend or ARSN TV, please, this is from that. Look at the child, very handsome, good looking. Churchy, you're too big for this. Why not just bury this issue and stop dragging and doing all that for the sake of the child once again? I keep insisting, for the sake of the child.
Whatever issues they have, they should sit together and try to find a way to solve it amicably. There's no point dragging yourself on the internet. It doesn't pay. There is no solution. Nobody's going to offer you any solutions. People will just come with so many suggestions and you won't find any solution in any of them. So the best way for them is to sit together as responsible human beings, as responsible adults, and find, if they don't care about their own personal emotions, they should look at the child involved and think of how adversely their actions will affect the child. So they should put the child first and do what's best for the well-being of the child.
Still on the issue of Tonto DK and Lakule Churchill's saga, a comedian whose name is Baba De Baba has been dumped by his lover over the post he made amidst this matter. According to him, Tonto has learned her lessons in a hard way and she's ready to amend her ways with Churchill. Forget all the dragging. If Churchill gives her a second chance, she will enter as a second wife. Really? This guy is serious. At least you don't go outside and see say nothing there. My only advice for Churchill is that if he wants to reconsider her, he should stop her from drinking alcohol, because no responsible man can satisfy a lady who drinks too much in bed. This statement of his didn't sit well with many, and this eventually led to his breakup with his girlfriend, whom he planned to marry. He further added that Madame served me breakfast this early morning because of Tonto DK. Permit me to laugh a little. Thank God I already have a son. Marriage no cuckoo, they're hungry. I just want to have 2 children and I'm fine. Wow. Woo. If I say who go just born one pikin for me now, I will be done with women.
Well, like I used to say, we are born with different opinions. Like, let me, for example, you cannot be a Chelsea fan and get married to an Arsenal fan and say because the Arsenal fan does not support Chelsea, you get out of the relationship. Relationship is about 2 different persons with different background, with different belief coming together to achieve. So whatever reasons he broke up with this girl, there's other underlying things that we don't know. So it can't just be a post between 2 unreasonable, well, I don't want to call them 2 mad people that will make me break up with. She must have been messing up, or there must have been something going on the ground that we don't know. So
I think personally, first of all, the guy was wrong to have done that, because whatever he said could have been taken anyway. Yeah, even his girlfriend, if that's the reason why she left him, it's a good enough reason to leave him, because it shows lack of self-respect, lack of respect for Tonto DK, a lack of respect for his own self for coming out to make such a statement. So I think when issues come like that, you don't need to get involved. People say there are 2 sides to the story, but I personally think there are always 3 sides to the story, especially when it comes to 2 people. There is the side A, side B, and the truth. And side A and side B can be fractions of the truth. Both sides can actually have the truth, and both sides can actually have lies there. But the truth is the truth, and you will never know the truth. So the best way is to let the people in conflict solve their conflicts themselves, rather than you bringing in your own opinions or your own suggestions or your own take on the whole matter when you don't have the full details. So from his own part, it was a very wrong thing to do.
So the Baba and his wife, or his partner, she's just been looking for an excuse all this while. Women. I can't imagine a silly excuse like that. Probably this is his private life and decide to flaunt it on social media. That doesn't warrant for you to leave your marriage, all because your husband actually took side on a particular issue or said a statement about an issue. So I feel the wife was just looking for an excuse all this while to just get out of the girlfriend was just looking for an excuse to get out of the relationship or marriage. But for me, I feel that reason is not genuine enough. It's just for you to laugh about it and just move on as boyfriend and girlfriend. But women, your gender, yeah, you just cannot predict. anything can actually, she can end up saying you didn't say good morning to her, and that is it. So with women, just can just say. Just,
a lot of people know the reason why they go into marriage. You know, some persons is not for love, some persons for the money. So there are some certain things that happen that, you know, people cannot contain. So they use another person's issue as an excuse. So like, okay, I've been tired of you before now, but now that you now maybe you interfere on what does not concern you, and because of this one you say, so I will just hold on to it. So just like what I said, is basically people don't understand what marriage entails. You know, it's beyond having children. Like I said, it's easy for you to say it's just me and my children, but it's beyond having children. This is a lifetime commitment. You understand? Just like my parents now, you know, the way the two of them are. I know my mom loves the children, but he doesn't joke with the husband. And these are old people. And how come old people, they married, you know, they have we call them old school, but their marriage is lasting. But we youth of nowadays, you know, we don't know what's going on.
Moving on with Alex Ekuba's recent post, he says he has logged out from anything that will lead to wedding. In his words, me we don't log out from anything we go lead to wedding.
It is by design, yes, marriages should be, but you should also look at your own self. Look at how prepared you are for marriage. Look at if it is something that you want to do at that point in time. It shouldn't be a societal thing, you trying to satisfy society, being influenced by society. It should be it's a personal decision. And then it should also be guided by God. If you're getting married, God should be involved. It's not just you going to, the involvement of God is not just on the wedding day. It should be, your marriage should be with God all through. Because that's the only way you can find balance. That's the only way you and your spouse can be on the same page, if God is involved. So it's not, if he says he doesn't want to, he probably feels he's not ready to, or it's not the right time, or it's not something he can do now. So it's his choice. If he says he doesn't want to, his choice, his decision can change tomorrow.
About this whole thing, he say he don't tire for marriage too. Say he don't even want to hear anything marriage. So what is it? Don't you think marriage is a good thing for Alex to say that, or what?
Well, yeah, I will speak as a Christian. Actually, marriage is a good thing, and the most important thing is to involve God. That's what I tell people. When you involve God in your marriage is beyond human kind of love. You know, there are times I love, even sometimes people are in love, they enter into marriage, they love each other really, but they cannot handle some circumstances, because marriage is about responsibility, it's about selflessness, you understand? So this person feel this way, you know, must I retaliate, or must I feel the same way my spouse feel, you understand? So it's a much of responsibility, and when God is involved, I think it becomes more easier. Like I'm okay if I'm not happy, but as long as you're happy, it's a sacrifice. I'm ready to sacrifice my happiness for your happiness, just for a short while. I think that's what marriage entails. So it entails sacrifice and all that. So if you're not ready for the sacrifice, you're not ready for marriage itself.
For real, Alex, Izio. Right now we are going on a very short break, so stand by. Welcome back. It might interest you to know that billionaire E-Money just recently celebrated his 42nd birthday, and quite frankly, it wasn't all about him, as he made sure to put smiles on the faces of his workers who are dedicated. Those who didn't get cars smiled home with as much as ₦1 million each, with some others got iPhone 13 devices. A super boss. A super boss indeed. Talking about Naira scarcity on today's episode, Nigerian singer Paul Okoye of the P-Square Music Group has revealed that he paid 70,000 Naira to receive 40,000 Naira. Excuse me. He made this known via his Insta stories. The singer stated that he had to buy money so that he can pay for a visa fee at an embassy. He wrote, "Oh, I buy money today just because I have to pay for a certain fee in an embassy and it has to be paid in cash."
Well, as it is, everybody needs money because people need to survive. And I think people don't really have much option. But my take in this is, my prayer is just that this Naira of a thing should be able to solve what the government are trying to solve. Because as it is now, in fact, recently I heard about some persons using, some politicians buying like 1 million with 1.5 at the end of the day. So my prayer is that the same way they are holding the money, they don't hold this money. Actually, because even the extension of this fund, I believe is not still the same politician that lead to this kind of scenario. So we are hoping that after the election, or maybe the politician will start pumping out money, to bribe people and all that. Maybe we'll be able to get some few, those and we'll survive. Yeah, it affects me for transportation, for mobility. I've been using both actually, and it's been quite expensive. And then even not for some few friends that have been helping out, but actually it has not been easy. And I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people.
That's exploitation, and it's quite unfortunate. Like myself, I collected like 10,000 for 4,000. Yes, I've collected 10,000 for 4,000. That's actually happened. And Nigerians jump on every single opportunity to exploit people, and it's quite unfortunate and it's uncalled for once again. But now, my worries about the scarcity of Naira is this. There are small businesses. The unbanked people in Nigeria are more than the people who have bank accounts. So the small businesses, the tomato woman, the pepper woman, have someone just beside my house who sells tomato. His business is dying. He literally shut down the shop and runs away with the excuse that he went to the mosque. But it's because he sells almost half of his goods right now on credit. Why? Because he doesn't have a bank account where people can transfer the money to him, and people are not coming with cash. And of course, these are his customers. He will not say no because they didn't come with money. So you see, a lot of businesses are actually dying. And the POS operators recently, I don't know how they're getting monies, but I know they buy the monies. But the sort of how do they call it now? The charges they charge people is quite uncalled for, and it's so unfortunate knowing that we're all Nigerians and we're all in this together. It is when we all Nigerians understand that my pain is your pain and your pain is my pain, that is the only way we're going to do things as we ought to. Not that because I'm not a POS operator, so probably when Miracle comes to my shop, I'll still want to exploit the opportunity to make the money. You can't make this money overnight. It's impossible. Even in as much as we charge people an exorbitant price for the charges, at the end of it all, it is illegal and wrong.
Actually, it's not a good one, because not only him, even me as I'm speaking, I find it very, very difficult to get cash. Sometimes if you are to withdraw, they will tell you, they'll give you 5,000, you have to give them 1,000 or 2,000 naira, which is not good for the system, and it's not good for the economic, and it's not good for the masses at large, and it's not even good for Nigerian citizens. We know the policy is a good one, but it comes at the election time. People supposed to travel. Now there's a cash crunch. People cannot travel because there's no money. People cannot eat well. People cannot. It's not a good one.
It's preposterous, it's austeriporous, it's not even outrageous alone. Because Peter Okoye could be a rich man. Me, I want to withdraw 5k, let's assume I'm using 1.5 to withdraw 5k. It's crazy. It's crazy. I won't blame the PS people per se, because they buy this money too. But if the government creates systems, structures that would enable a smooth transition of currency that works hand in hand,
Moving on, but still on the scarcity of Naira notes, customers have resorted to climbing bank gates in order to gain access into the bank. Just very recently, a woman and a man were seen in that act, and a lot of people are not finding this scarcity thing funny.
It's ridiculous to begin with. Like, the kind of hardship that we are having to face in this country just because of this Naira redesign policy is unbearable. It's unimaginable, unfathomable to even begin with. So I don't know how we are going to keep living and surviving like this. But things have gotten to a really bad point. We just hope that the government can do things to alleviate the sufferings that we're experiencing as Nigerians. It has affected me in like drastic ways, as in on unhuman ways, inhumane ways. If I'm to put it quite plainly, it's been terrible.
Of Naira now, many people are not even have access to go work again. No transport, because even now I'm trekking from Barnes to Mabushi here. Because of issue of Naira, I'm never trek since when they born me for this life. Because trekking is too much, sufferness is too much. Masses are sufferness, people are sufferness because of this Naira issue. And anything they want to do for this Nigeria, we are poor people are suffer it pass. Because big man have money for a house, have something that he want to eat over a 7 years, 10 years. He have many things for his house.
Well, first of all, I feel the whole issue of Naira, there was some sort of mistakes in implementing the process. So it's more reason why the crunch is hard on people. I actually saw the video and people were humorously saying a spider woman, because the video was quite something else. You can see an elderly woman doing all that, but that is the extent people can go when they are hungry. That is the extent people can go when they are being paid. See, whatever pressure is happening to you, the pressure of hunger is different. It makes you go wild, it makes you go uncalled for. So I feel the federal government implementation was quite poor, and I feel one of the problems there. I remember before the whole issue, Naira issue came, I went to an ATM post before the limits, before the, what's it called now, before the limits, the money in 20,000 Naira daily. I withdrew 200,000 in an ATM. There was no queue and it was all new notes. Nigerians actually thought it was business as usual. Like, okay, this is normal warning by the federal government as to bring your old Naira notes so you can be given new Naira notes. They actually thought it was business as usual, so nobody actually took it quite serious. But there were points where these new monies were on ATM and everybody thought it was just a joke. But right now, it's really biting hard. But I feel and I pray the whole pain. I feel Nigeria is actually in a labor room. You know, Nigeria is trying to give birth to something beautiful, and it's impossible for a woman to be in labor and not feel the pain. So I feel Nigeria is a labor, so of course we all have to feel the pain. I just pray and wish the pain is worth feeling. I just wish the people who are actually who could afford 2 square meal now amount to 1 square meal. Some that have 1 square can barely even feel right now. We end up having a governance that is worth feeling the pain for. That is what I just pray for right now.
I like policy, not president order. I like this one. But number one, Nigeria, they don't thief our money. They don't go keep the money for inside sock away, maybe house or anywhere. They not go return the money, go bank. The person he go do what he go see wahala for in this country. This policies Nabari do is good. He do is good. He go show Nigeria person these policies and election. This election he go show person. If they never give people the money, you go give vote person. You never buy the election again. If you don't come, you go do something. Thank you very much.
Crazy. I feel we are running a system of government that don't really care about the people. It's crazy for you to want to punish or for you to create scarcity because of politicians, whereas the entire masses suffer from this thing. You know, I almost got sacked here because I could not come to work. Now I have to wake up very early and start looking for cash up and down. You know, I could be tempted to take another person's money because I don't want to lose my job. So it's really crazy. Just that I'm not a violent person that would probably climb the fence. But you know, we can be pushed beyond our limit to do crazy stuff just to meet end meet. So it's crazy, honestly.
Okay.
Crazy. I'm sure you are frustrated. So do you have up to 5,000 in your pocket right now? Because I don't. I don't have. Yeah, I have to beg my co-workers to give me transport back to the house. Is that crazy?
Well, last but interesting one on the list for this week is that of a beautiful Kenyan lady who says she wishes she was a Nigerian. See me blushing as a Nigerian. In her words, I wish I'm in Nigeria. Nigeria is the greatest country in Africa. In an explosive video that has attracted attention, the lady has advised people to run from anywhere they go and they don't see a Nigerian. Reacting to the post, someone said, I'm a Ghanaian, but what you said is a fact. They are too smart. Yeah, we are smart people.
It's a very good thing. Yeah, if you check social media, Nigeria is a very great country. A lot of people are trending on social media, culture, a lot of things, and actually there's a lot of vibes in Nigeria. Even regardless of the, absence of cash and all that, if you go to social media, you see some kind of funny posts. Even some people are even making money from the post. So what the girl, the fact that she wants to come to Nigeria is a good thing. She's not the only person. There's a lot of people that want to come to Nigeria because of the vibes. You can't just be dull in Nigeria. So I think we have that, and that's very wonderful.
She may be right on her own opinion, but to me, anybody that say he loves Nigeria, I would say I love Nigeria more than even that person. Because Nigeria is a country that, to me, is the most richest country in the world. Because nothing that we don't have. But our problem is leadership. And not only the leadership, even we, the followers, we are not helping matters. Yes, but the truth is, if I will come again in this world, maybe after my sin, I couldn't mind to become a Nigerian again. Because God loves us. He gave us everything that you think. Is it human resources? Is it farmland? Is it oil? Is it gold? Is it silver, columbite, food, and even agricultural materials and raw materials? We have it. So that Kenyan lady, for her to say she loves Nigeria, she knows what she's saying. And she said the right thing, nothing but the right thing. Yes, I support her for that.
I think she should come down and experience it for herself. And see if she will still have kind words to say about the whole situation. She needs to come down. She shouldn't just be in Kenya and be wishing to be here. Let her come here. It doesn't take anything, just flight tickets. Come down here and experience it.
Nigerians, we are blessed. Is there any place in the continent you don't see Nigerians? There are no places. My dad went to Malta one time. He said there's a settlement in Malta, Far Malta, an island, that Nigerians are there. You have Nigerian food every part of the world. We are intelligent, we are smart, we are wise.
Well, with this, we come to the end of today's episode. So let's do this again, same time and same place next week. I remain Euphemia Ijoma, and this is me saying thanks for watching and goodbye.